right, check it out. It's Coach Ray from Yeah Sports, and I am with
your girl Nikki from Raising Leaders.
And you are listening to episode 2 of Primetime with the Playmakers. Hey, Nikki, before we get into it, man, let's big topic of the whole Philadelphia sports area. I know we cover high school and youth sports, but we got to give it up to those Philadelphia Eagles, man.
Yes.
Super Bowl champions.
It was a good game last night.
Oh, yes. So what's your take on that game?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not an Eagles fan.
Who you a fan of?
Giants.
You're a Giants fan. I'll be honest, too. I'm a 49ers fan. That's my childhood team growing up. But, I support Philadelphia. And now, as long as the Eagles not playing the 49ers, I'm a root for them. So, I was excited for them. Great game. It was a blowout all game. I think what's best about that game, a lot of times you watch football or games in period, especially important games and close games like championships and stuff like that you expect to be a close game, and you're kind of nervous. But with that game, they was up all game. You know what I mean? And it was never no doubt that the Eagles was going to win. And with that not being our favorite teams, but just being proud for the city, proud for the city and things like that. Another great key moment to tie this whole thing into with the youth sports is the Eagles have a football player, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., whose dad
used to play
for the Eagles.
Yeah.
And there's a cool picture that's floating around on the internet with Junior in his dad's hands when they made it to they won the NFC Championship to make it to the Super Bowl, I believe. Then 20 years later, now you see him. And then what's also, important about it, the father-son connection, but also Jeremiah Trotter Jr. played for St. Joe's Prep, which is one of the dominant teams here in Pennsylvania, which resides here in Philadelphia. So that's very, very cool, dope moment.
He's also wearing the same number, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
So just what are the odds of that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's so dope.
Playing them for the same team, wearing the same number, same position. Growing up in the area. I believe he's from Jersey, but Philly, South Jersey.
His dad was called X-Men?
Yep. So that's definitely a dope event. A dope feeling. And then let's just get into our first quarter. So moving right along with football. Last week, for our first episode, we talked about youth football. We went over our top 5 lists and things like that. We got a lot of good feedback. We got some slack, with our top 5 teams in the city. But let's transition over to high school football. With high school football, there were a lot of good things that happened during the season. We had 2 state champions that we want to recognize. First, we want to recognize our 6A champion, home of the high school where Jeremiah Trotter Jr. attended, which is St. Joe's Prep. I believe that was their 3rd straight state championship. I could be wrong. They've won a lot. I believe they won 7 or 9 or some crazy number.
Oh, they like that?
Yeah, they like that for real. For their national powerhouse. Top of the food chain when it comes to the elite high schools in this Pennsylvania. Then also you had, before we get to the 2nd state champion, so that was 6A. St. Joe's Prep was the 6A state champion. Our 5A state champion runner-up was Roman Catholic. We actually attended that game, filmed that game, but unfortunately Roman Catholic lost in a heartbreaker in overtime. To a very good Bishop McDevitt team from out of Harrisburg area. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Roman Catholic. They finished 2nd place in the state, and that's for the 5A classification. But for our 4A classification, our state champion was Bonner. First time ever Bonner made it to the state championship and won it for their school. Mm-hmm. Which is a huge, huge accomplishment. If I know, winning a championship is something that's
amazing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's a goal that everybody has coming into the season. And to accomplish something like that is, especially in school history, Bonner is one of those schools that have been around for quite a while. With the Philadelphia Catholic League and the Philadelphia Public League years back, especially when I was in high school, we were unable to go to state championship games. We were in the PIAA, which is the governing body of the high school sports in the state of Pennsylvania. So we just stopped at city championships. But now that these kids are able to compete for state championships is a huge blessing. But with that being said, Bonner and its historic program was able to make it to state championships. And what's also great about Bonner and their state championship run was they were led by a sophomore quarterback. Usually, there's upperclassmen and things like that, but they have a 10th grader who is their starting quarterback. And what's good about his name's Noel Campbell Jr., right? And what's good about Noel is he's one of those kids I do with Yeah Sports where, we film the youth athletes as well. So I was able to watch Noel when he
Grow up.
You know what I mean?
He
played for the North Philly Blackhawks. So since he was 7, 8 years old, I was able to watch him grow up and, blossom into this great quarterback that he is now. Last week I was able to interview Noel. And then during that interview that we're about to play, we just talked about his upbringing with playing with the Blackhawks as well as his first 2 years in high school. So let's get into that interview with Noel Campbell and just check him out. I'm here with Noel Campbell Jr., starting quarterback for Bonner, state champion, I might add. How you doing?
Great.
All right, cool. Let's start it off from the beginning. Describe your experiences growing up playing Little League football in Philadelphia.
Little League in Philadelphia was great, playing for one of the most best teams, the Blackhawks, running the city for a long time, winning many championships, many games, and having a long run with them guys.
Cool. Now, did you always play quarterback?
No. I started off playing a little bit of tight end, catching the ball. That flipped to me playing quarterback.
Okay, and what made you start playing quarterback or wanting to be a quarterback? And how old were you when you?
I might have been kind of like 7 or 8, when I flipped. I don't know. I think it was just, an instinct thing with the coaches. They seen me kind of throw the ball, seeing how I was able to play the quarterback position, and then ever since then, it's just stuck with me.
Cool. What were some of your best memories playing for the Blackhawks?
Best memories, going down to Florida, Orlando, winning, at least 6, 7 championships with them guys. Okay.
So you've won, and I recall you guys won a lot of city championships. Like you said, you ran the city for a while, and then Orlando. That was for like nationals.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Then transitioning from Little League to high school, what made you select Bonner?
Bonner was kind of quite the only school that actually come out to us, come watch me play, and come actually want me to come to their school. So that just, made it a little bit easier for me to chop in my options enter high school.
Okay. How was it during your freshman season last year? You split time. Some games you started, some games you didn't, or some games you played half of the game. You started with split time with another freshman. So how was that whole experience? Splitting time.
It wasn't the best for me, because I feel like that the opportunity should have been given. But I waited my time. The opportunities that I was given, I took advantage of those. And just waited my time for when I actually did get a full-time job here.
Okay, and speaking of getting a full-time job, as a sophomore, you were a full-time starter. How you felt about that, and how was it earning that?
It felt great, just me working, just waiting my turn, and when I actually got the turn, I made a lot of things happen. As you see, the run to the state champions. Me breaking school records here, just helping this team get more put on the map.
Cool. And what did you learn about yourself as the season went on?
I learned that I had to mature. As me being a younger guy who had to lead a lot of like seniors, had to build a relationship with them, for me to help, the team be where we are now.
Got you. You talked about, some of the success you had during the season, with breaking some of the like school single season records. How did that make you feel?
It made me great, me being only a sophomore, now seeing that my name is the number one on most of these records, that I still have more years to play in this school.
Cool. And also, describe your feeling after winning the state championship.
That was great. State championship that hasn't been done here. And once again, me only being a sophomore, a lot of people didn't think it was possible. So yeah, it definitely felt great to me to bring that a state championship in this school, first time forever, and yeah.
Got you. Now, you broke a lot of the single season records last year. What are some of your personal goals for next season?
Personal goals for next season, break my own records again, just add more stats, even though we're going to have a younger team, but just keeping them numbers going, helping us win more games.
Cool. And you talked about you guys, returning next year and having a younger team. What is it going to take for you guys to return as state champions, and what are you going to do to help your team repeat?
Lead. But the other guys, they're going to have to step up too. That starts in the offseason, preparing our bodies, getting in the weight room, eating right, sleeping right, getting in the field, getting better, working on our craft, just helping us get better.
Cool. Now, do you have a chip on your shoulder since you're not like the biggest QB? And also, how does it make you feel that people might doubt your abilities because of your size?
Yeah, definitely a chip, walk out the house every day knowing I'm little, not the biggest, not 6'5", not firm. I gotta work with what I have, work what I came with. But I know I can build, on weight, getting stronger. So I know that will come. But definitely a chip on the shoulder, knowing that other people might, look past me because of their size. But I know I got the talent.
Got you. What do you think are some of your best attributes as a quarterback?
Attributes for me, I won't call me a pocket passer, but I definitely could do it. I can throw on the run a little bit. I can be a dual threat. I have some legs. I can run. But a lot of my plays definitely came from inside the pocket.
Cool. And I also want to add to that is that I love your decision making. I think you make good decisions with the ball. You're not careless with it, and you execute the plays as designed. What do you think are qualities of a good leader?
Qualities of a good leader, just putting the best foot forward for everybody on the team, not just yourself. Speaking up when seeing wrong things. Just putting your best foot forward for everybody. For the younger guys who see you working, and for them to follow your steps, and so we can all have a good chemistry and win.
Got you. What's your support system like at home?
Support is great. The family believes me. They know what I have done. They know what I'm capable of, and they believe my talent.
Got you. How do they help cultivate? I follow you on Instagram, social media, and all that stuff, so I know you and your dad put in a lot of work. But, go ahead and explain to the people how they go about help cultivating your talent.
People like my dad, he put me out there. He tried to help me get recognition. My mom helps me, she talks to me. Other family members know what I could do. They try to help me as well. They try to give me tips, Cousins who've been there, cousins who play football, who's ahead of me in college or, who played, also try to help me, give me tips. But, yeah, that's okay.
Got you. What are your grades like?
Grades are great. All A's and B's, 4.0 GPAs to it every year,
That's excellent. And lastly, how do you handle distractions, especially with all the violence going on in the city with the youth?
I just try to stay out of the way, stay on the field, not get myself caught up in that.
Cool. Well, listen, man, we've been following your career since 9U, Tiny Mites, Mighty Mites, City Championship. You remember when you played the Tar Heels? We got all that on YouTube and documenting all that. It's been a pleasure to watch you grow. We're extremely happy for you for all the success you had from that up until now. Like I said, a huge accomplishment as a sophomore, breaking school records as well as giving the school its first ever state title. We want to wish you much more success here in high school as well as when you transition into college, because I know wherever you land, they're going to get a great player, all right? And we definitely going to stay tuned and locked in for you for your junior season.
Yep, thank you.
And there you have it, our interview with Noel Campbell Jr., the starting quarterback for Bonner. Nikki, great athlete, man. Great athlete.
So in regards to the support system, how important do you think that is to athletes?
Man, I think your support system is huge. It offers, guidance and directions for those kids. Because without that support back home with your parents, family members, your community and stuff like that, a lot of times athletes can get sidetracked. You know what I mean? With that support system, it keeps them focused. It keeps them on the right path. It keeps them, make sure they go into practice, the extra training that, all these athletes should be participating in to, better their craft. It keeps them motivated and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A lot of these kids that you see going on to further and bigger things have that support with them. You know what I mean? And then as you see kids grow up from youth to high school, the ones that fall off tend to be the ones lacking that support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So having a support system is huge for all of our youth athletes. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to wrap up quarter one for us. We'll be back with this brief break. Here we go. That's that shot clock. We into the second quarter, Nikki. What that means? What we into? What sport we going to bring them to? We're going to go to what?
We're going to go to basketball.
Basketball. Here we go. Let's talk about some high school basketball. Let me give you a quick recap on my week from last week. Let's call this the game of the week. We went to, matter of fact, we did a double whammy, right? Mm-hmm. So when we stopped at Bonner and interviewed Noel, Bonner basketball team, it was their senior night. And we happened to check in on a basketball program who went against the number one team, St. Joe's Prep. Good game. Hard-fought game. Both sides did well. Both coaching staffs did a great job of coaching them up. And then ultimately, in the close game where Bonner, led for the majority of the game, St. Joe's Prep was able to sneak it out for the big-time win. On a great Friday night, great atmosphere, great crowd. Just like how the other week we was when we saw that, what was that, Judge versus Ryan game. This Prep versus Bonner game, the intensity, everything was equal. You know what I mean? Prep was coming into that game number one in the PCL. They were undefeated, hadn't lost a game within any other Catholic school, so they was rolling. And that was a big time win. We're getting towards the end of the season, and everybody's fighting and jockeying for position for the playoffs. And, Prep was able to maintain that number one spot. Let's get into the interview that we had with St. Joe's Prep coach after having that big-time win.
All right, Coach, you guys pulled out a tough win against a really good Bonner team. Let's just talk about the overall game and the performance of your team.
Man, we knew it was going to be a great atmosphere. Obviously, Bonner always got a great atmosphere. They're a good team. They top 5 in the conference. They have some really big wins, have some really talented players. They came out ready to play. I think that, our guys, we struggled a little bit. We missed some shots that we normally make. And then they kind of got rolling. And the kid, Corey Francis, has had a day. He's all Catholic, most likely when he first did. So they were playing well. We weren't playing that well. But we talk about it all the time, resilience, you know what I'm saying? So when we are in those tough moments, we just think about having some resilience and being able to fight through in battle. And the guys stepped up, and both of the guys played a part, and we were able to pull it out.
Cool. You talk about resilience, and you also talk about you guys just missing shots. Do you think the resilience was the reason why you guys were able to fight back and sneak the win out? Or, what you think was the reason why you guys toughed it out?
For sure. I think that, Francis might have had 23 at halftime. So that right there was alarming us because, we guard the ball much better than that, especially for one guy to be able to do that much. So I think our guys took a lot more pride in that in the second half. Credit to them, though. Those other guys on their team stepped up and made some plays, too. So we just had to stay resilient in that way where we know, okay, we're going to try to get in off the game a little bit, but now other guys are making shots, and then they make tough shots, too. So we said to kind of strap down defense. Offensively, we know that when we're missing shots, eventually you'll probably get some makes, but let's just believe in each other, different guys stepping up at different times, and sticking together and fighting through.
Cool. Then you're going to close out the regular season against Judge. You guys are currently number 1, and I believe they're number 2. Let's just give us a preview about that matchup.
When we saw that at the end of the season, before the season started, we knew that game was going to be a big one. Last game of the season, Super Bowl Sunday, Eagles playing. We already knew this was going to be a big game. We knew this months ago. That's one that, they're 6-18. They're a team that, beat us last year. They got a lot of talent. We're very familiar with them. Should be a real fun game.
Cool, of course. Like I said, this is the last game of the season will be Sunday. How do you like where your team is at right now?
I think that we just need to stay healthy. For one, I have 3 guys, balance sicknesses and things like that. Stir together and just keep on fighting together. I think that these type of games build character, right? You vocal adversity, but you got to battle through those things. It just builds character amongst the kids, realizing what they can actually do. Where it's altitude, but they got all something that they can overcome some adversity. And I think the last couple of games they've been in good shape.
Cool. We want to wish you luck as the season continues, all right? All right.
And there you have it, our interview with the head coach from St. Joe's Prep, explaining, that the guys, his team was real resilient. We checked out St. Joe's Prep beginning of the year. I think that was the first game of the PCL. So we checked out their first game of the year in the PCL, which was against Roman Catholic, where, again, they were down all game, and then at the last few seconds, they were able to take the lead and win that. And then in the second to the last game of the season against Bonner, where, they were down all game, and then, not all game, but for the majority of the game, they were down, but found some way to be resilient and take the lead. While we were there, we also interviewed a young man by the name of Anthony Sorgi. He has his own little sports group, and he's a member of St. Joe's Prep student-ran media team. He does a great job, and that's something I think us here at Primetime with the Playmakers, we want to start getting into, where we have youth and high school people who's interested in this type of field, the media field, want to be podcasters or announcers or broadcasters or whatever the sort that they may be, content creators. If that's something you guys are interested in, please reach out to us now. And you're currently in high school, where you could be the beat reporter for your Pacific high school, and you can, come on our podcast, come on our radio show, and present the news and updates for your school. So that's something we're really eager to get started, right, Nikki?
Yes.
Get these guys, let them get their feet wet and stuff like that. So let's take it to Anthony's interview, where he explains what he saw in great detail about the St. Joe's Prep versus Bonner game.
Anthony Sorgi, WHJP here. What a win for the Hawks. You look at this team. I want to start going before the game. Jordan Ellenby didn't practice yesterday. Came into the game sick, only 85% heading into this one. The way that he in those last 2 minutes after struggling, a shot could not fall the entire night for him. He, the PCL player of the year, looks like right now, able to help battle back. You go to the big guy, the point guard, Olin Chamberlain. He knows how to lead both vocally and just on the court, the way that he drained a big 3 late. You look at Jaron McKee, number 1, the Dayton commit, the 3-star. This guy he's incredible to watch. Even Mekhi Robertson, another great player for the squad, who had some big plays. And I do want to touch on Monitor, though. Corey Francis, easily PCL first team. There's zero question there. And you look at some of their other guys, they're all phenomenal on this Bonner team. They're going to be, if they play like they did tonight, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs.
Cool. Then let's fast forward to Sunday, the big matchup, right on Super Bowl Sunday, number 1 versus number 2. Let's just talk about the keys of that game.
Prep's just going to have to do what Prep does. They're going to have to stay resilient like they have all year. They're going to have to play their style of basketball. They're going to have to drain shots. Morton Rivera, Kennedy, they got some great guys over at Father Dodge, but it's at our house. It's at our place. We tend not to lose there. So you just got to hope that it's a green out for the boys on Sunday celebrating the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So Paxton has to be loud.
And there you have it, our interview with Anthony Sorgi, one of the St. Joe's Prep's students. I believe he's a 9th grader. Nikki, how you think he did?
A 9th grader?
Yes, how you think he did?
Oh, wow, that's crazy. He did an amazing job. I wouldn't even be able to tell his age.
Yeah, he sounds like a grown man.
Yes.
And he sounds very comfortable.
Very professional, too.
Yes. So shout out to you again, Anthony. And there, like I said, I'll repeat, if there's any other high school student who's out there who wants to get into the sports media, sports broadcasting, sports journalism, anything of that sort, and you want to have special features and parts with Primetime with the Playmakers, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll definitely try to set that up. I believe, with ongoing with high school basketball, it'll be something good to have. But I really believe we'll probably really take off with this during the football season.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So let's get back to recapping the basketball. So, like I repeat, Prep was number 1, and they went into their final game, which happened on Sunday. We was at the Friday game. They went to a game on Sunday against Father Judge, that team we just saw against Ryan last Friday.
That was a really good game.
Yeah, and then the Sunday game, we didn't attend because we were recording at the Philadelphia Public League track meet, but we was keeping the updates, and word on the street is Prep lost that game. So they went into the game number 1, and they were undefeated in the PCL. They're still number 1, but they have a blemish on their record with that one loss, which is a hurt piece. But they still finished the season strong. They still had a great season. The season isn't over. We're getting into the postseason. I believe as we're recording this Monday, there's like a few more teams that might have a couple more games before the season is wound up. But currently, Nikki, let's read off our current standings with the records as they are so we can see where all the chips are in the Philadelphia Catholic League.
So the current standings coming at number 1 is St. Joseph Prep. Number 2 is Roman Catholic. 3 is Devon Prep. 4 is Father Judge. 5 is Newman. 6 is West Catholic. 7 is Bonner. 8 is LaSalle. 9 is Archbishop Ryan. And 10 is Archbishop Wood.
So there we have it for the top 10. The top 4 gets a home playoff game. So, like I said, everybody is jockeying for positioning. And the ultimate goal, like I said, Nikki, I know you're new to this, but we got to get you down to the Palestra because the ultimate goal in the PCL, which is the Philadelphia Catholic League, is to make it to the Palestra, be one of the top 4 teams, and then also the top 2 teams. If you think that the environment at the Judge versus Ryan game that we went to was exciting, imagine 10,000 people going bananas.
Wow, that's definitely one I have to go to.
Yeah. We call the Palestra the cathedral of basketball. A whole lot of historic games that went down there. Even like till last year, there was a game-winning buzzer beater that actually made ESPN top 10 plays where a kid, Gabe, he made the buzzer beater shot. The crowd went crazy. I mean, it was beautiful. So there we have it for the standings for the Catholic League. And not to cut short the Philadelphia Public League, their playoffs is rolling right now, and everybody's trying to jock. So the Philadelphia Public League, they play their games down at Temple's Leah Court. Yeah, they're what is it called? The Leah Court Center, right? At Temple's, I believe. So they play down there at Temple's campus, and that's a beautiful environment as well. Beautiful game, beautiful venue, and it takes place. MOTEP, they're the top dogs. They're the back-to-back champions. They're looking to remain, the top dogs and on the throne. Speaking of MOTEP, we're going to wrap this back from professionals to high schools. So just like how we talked about in football with Jeremiah Trotter being a local guy playing for his dad's team, wearing his dad's number, well, the Philadelphia 76ers have a Philadelphia born and raised basketball player by the name of Justin Edwards who actually attended MOTEP.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he didn't get drafted, but he was picked up like a free agent, whatever you want to call it. And he was picked up by the 76ers, and he had a 2-way contract. And with a 2-way contract, you play you play in something called the G League. It's like a developmental league where I think they play like in Delaware. But he also, spent time playing with the Sixers as well. And as of recently, due to injuries and due to him just being a heck of a ball player, he was able to work his way into the starting lineup for these past few games. And he's been doing very, very well. And with such, he's been able to no longer have, I believe he's not going to have a 2-way contract. He's going to be signed fully with the Sixers.
That's great.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Not the development league. And, we want to wish Justin all the best of luck in the world. Keep putting in that work. He's an inspiration to a lot of these youth. You know what I mean? Because 2 years ago, he was playing high school basketball. He spent 1 year playing college, and then now he's in the NBA.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's awesome. So imagine kids who are seniors now and probably juniors played with him in
Right.
high school because he was there 2 years ago. You know what I mean? So if you was a freshman when he was a senior, you're a junior now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's love. And then also what's special is that Imhotep is about to retire his jersey. And Imhotep has a historic basketball program. It's not like a super long historic program because the school has probably been out since the early 2000s or something like that. It's not like a Roman Catholic where they've been out since the 1800s. But with Imhotep, they have a short historic program, but they've a history of winning. And out of all of those winning and having great teams and great players, they have players who played professional before. A lot of them went overseas and stuff like that. They never retired any high school player jersey. So this will be the first time of anybody from Imhotep who played basketball to get their jersey retired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beautiful thing. So we're going to wrap up with our basketball coverage and take this quick break, and we'll be right back. Y'all hear that gun go off? That means the start of the race. We're into the third quarter, Nikki. What sport we going to cover when you hear that gun go off?
We're going to cover track.
Yes. We're going to cover track and field. In the exciting world of track and field, especially in the Philadelphia area, we have some more monumental and historic information to pass along. That being, if you remember in our first episode last week, we talked about a young man by the name of Jayden Horton-Mims, who was one of the top runners in the country. Well, with him being one of the top runners in the country, that's not me just speaking it just to speak it or being a Philly bias. I have the numbers to back my claim up. And with the numbers, I'm talking about world record breaking numbers. And last weekend during the Milrose game, which took place at the New York City Armory in New York, he just broke the 300-meter record with a time of 32.64. Which is blazing speed. I'm sorry, he didn't break the record. He tied the record. So him and another young man from whenever he did it, they both ran the same time. So he's a tied national record holder with the time of 32.64 in the 300 meters. I mean, that's some amazing things.
Yes.
If you think about the number of high school athletes who've all competed at some point in time in their life, we're in the millions and millions of kids to believe that you're tied for number one of doing any particular event.
Anything.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That has to be a huge accomplishment. So shout out to Jayden. In fact, like I told you earlier, we were covering the Philadelphia Public League indoor championship meets, and he doesn't attend the public league, but he's a track guy. So of course, and he's a hometown guy, so of course he'll be at the meet. And while he was at the meet, I had the opportunity to interview him. So he broke the meet record, the national record, on a Saturday. Sunday morning, we saw him down at the beautiful Ott Center at University of Penn's campus supporting, his fellow Philadelphia high school runners. And we had a chance to chop it up with him and discuss a few things. Let's go ahead and get into that interview right now.
So I'm here with Jayden Horton-Mims. Let's talk about yesterday. You tied, so you're the shared record holder in the U.S. 300 meters for high school. Let's just talk about yesterday's race.
I got out strong. I did everything I'm supposed to do in that race that my coach would tell me to do. Got out strong, got to the line at 7 seconds, and from there, I just ran my race.
Cool. And after you finished that race and you looked up and you saw the clock, what went through your head?
I was shocked because I knew I ran 32, but I didn't know if 32.7, 32, I didn't know, so I surprised myself with that.
Cool. And was that your goal, or you just, going out giving it your all?
No, that's my goal for the meet. I was going for that record.
Cool. What are your plans as you continue the indoor season, as we, coming to wrap up the indoor season?
My plan is to stay healthy, keep running fast, keep doing what I'm doing.
Cool. And what other indoor meets you got scheduled?
I got Nike Nationals and a couple other meets before that.
Cool. And what events will you be running at those meets?
Probably 4 and 2, and because the 3, I'm probably done with that by now, so I'm looking forward to the 4 and 2 now.
All right, cool. Let's get into the recruitment process. How was the whole recruitment process for you? You being one of the top national athletes, I'm pretty sure all the universities was banging at your door. So describe that whole experience.
The experience was nice. I went to colleges, the coaches was nice, and everything. The facilities was nice. The track running was all nice.
Cool. And then what went into the decision of you selecting the University of Florida?
I feel like the Florida coach is gonna give me where I need to be, like get me right, get me where I need to be, and I like them.
Cool. What were some of the coaches that you spoke with at Florida during the recruitment process?
I was with Coach Hart and Coach Holloway.
Cool. So you feel like you're gonna fit right in down there at Florida?
Yes, I fit right in.
Cool. You know what you're gonna plan on majoring?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Any ideas?
Nah, I'm still looking.
All right, cool. And then outdoor season. What's the plan for outdoors?
Outdoors. My plan for outdoors like to keep progressing, like just keep like. Cause last year I went 45 and 20 points, so I'm gonna try to do better than that outdoor. And like I said, stay healthy throughout the whole season. Stay injury free and stay healthy throughout the whole season.
Cool. And you're 100% healthy now, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. Let's talk about some of your training. What are some of the grueling things you do at training that you hate? And what are some of the things you like about training?
What I like about training is the hurdles. That's the easiest thing to do. And what I don't like is we got run 500s and all that other stuff, like full speed, like a lot of times. That's what I don't like, but it'll be better.
Cool. So in some of your training, you do like drills with the hurdles, or you actually run the hurdles?
Yes, I do drills with hurdles. I do bands, my hips, right? Like high knees and all that.
All right, cool. And would you attribute to some of the speed that you have?
Yes, I have loose hips to run fast.
Okay. Between the 2 and the 4, what's your favorite event?
4.
Why?
I feel like I'm just better than the 4 than the 2.
What makes you feel more? What makes you feel like you're better than the 4? Is it the speed? I mean, is it the endurance part, or 4 is like the hardest rate. Well, 400. I believe the 400 hurdles is the hardest event in track, and then the 4 right afterwards. You feel like the speed endurance, or is that dog in you? What is it?
It's just the dog. Like it's just like in a 4, you gotta have a finish. You gotta start off strong, you gotta finish strong. Like it's just the dog in you. Like and like when you run that fast time that like people don't usually run. That's a good feeling.
Cool. I've watched you grow up here in Philadelphia, especially you started off football guy. Well, you was football and track guy. Describe your experiences, as a football guy, playing with the Aztecs and then switching over to the Blackhawks and all that.
My football experience was great. I had a great season in football. I won the best athletes in Philly. When I got to high school, track became my thing, and I just focused on that.
Cool. So it was at high school where you decided to stick just with track?
Yes.
Why was that?
Because I felt like I was just better at track than football. Like I was good at football, but I just like track was just better for me.
Cool. If you still was playing football, what do you think position you'll be at?
Wide receiver for sure.
Okay. All right. And then let's just talk about your experiences, with Mo Better Track Club. With your youth track club, how was that? Competing at the youth level and competing at JOs and all those different type of events.
Competing at Mo Better, it was tough because Mo Better got me where I need to be at, like for high school and all that. Because Coach Nutty and Coach Corey, they're great coaches. I started off with them when I first ran track, so they got me to who I am.
What did they instill in you? Like, what were some of the type of things that they taught you, and how did they get you to where you need to be?
They taught me how to run track. First of all, they taught me how to like do certain stuff right in a race, like put my arms, like all the little stuff you need to do to run fast.
Cool. While you're running, right? Do you hear the crowd or you zoned out?
I zone out. I just focus on the clock. To be honest, I don't be hearing nothing. Like I really don't be hearing nothing. I just be focusing on my race. Then after I be hearing everything.
Cool. Do you still get nervous before a race, or is it business as usual?
No, I still get nervous, but it's not like nervous. It's like a little nervous, but that's how you're gonna be at track meets. Like you're gonna get nervous. If you're not nervous, that means you're comfortable. And you can't be comfortable.
Cool. All right, and then lastly, before I let you go, you're one of the top 200, 400 runners in the country, and then there's another young man that's a top 400 with Quincy down there in the Maryland DMV area. Let's just talk about you guys' friendship as well as, you know, the competition between you two.
Me and Quincy friendship, it's a great friendship. We became close. We talking every day and all that, like just regular people. But when we on the track, we know it mean business, and we know we not friends on the track.
Cool. Y'all haven't seen each other. Y'all haven't lined it up so far this year, have y'all?
No, not yet.
Okay, when could we expect that? Probably Nike indoors?
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I think outdoor.
Okay, cool. Well, listen, man, we want to wish you luck. We definitely going to keep an eye on you all year, and much success, all right?
Thank you.
George Washington, lane 2, Nathan.
I'm here with the head coach for engineering and science. You girls just won the Philadelphia Public League Indoor Championship. This is actually 3 in a row. Let's just talk about the overall performance of the team.
Yeah, huge day for a lot of people. A lot of people stepped up in some huge PRs. I want to shout out a couple specifically. Nia coming through with a huge triple jump final performance there to take the win. We had a couple people PR in the high jump, and then just people selling out on those relays. They gave it everything. It was truly a team win.
Cool. How does it feel winning 3 in a row? And then, you've been on the staff for some quite few years, but Coach Ray retired, and you became the head coach. So, being a part of those 2 previous ones and winning your first one as a head coach, how's the whole experience been?
Yeah, I cannot thank everybody enough who was involved. It's truly a community effort, from the foundation that Coach Ray built in his legacy as a Hall of Fame coach at Engineering and Science, to the parents involved, to Coach Bobby for helping out, to all of the athletes that put in the work this season. They truly put in the work to prepare for this kind of meet. This was a tough one. This was a long meet, and they really worked to prepare for this.
Cool. And then moving forward, we got the next upcoming big meet will probably be states, and then we roll right into the outdoor season. What are some of the expectations for your team moving forward?
We're committed to working hard every day. We know that if we stick to our process, we're going to get where we want to go.
Cool. Well, we want to wish you luck moving forward. All right, Coach, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Champions with 117 points.
We're here with the head coach from MOTEP Track. You guys just won the Philadelphia Public League Indoor Championship. Let's just talk about the overall performance of your boys.
Overall performance, I'm pleased with what they did. They actually set a goal themselves, along with me setting the goal for them as well. Everyone actually came out here and executed the best of their abilities. Nobody really had to do too much repeating. As you can see, the team is getting bigger, so it was able to start putting, moving guys around and putting them in their respective places, so they know the guys aren't getting burnt out as they run and stuff like that. But then also, making sure that they're staying on top of their races and finishing strong with their races. So.
Cool. You talk about the team getting bigger and not having to burn people out for like big meets like this. And we've been following high school track for a while, and you guys are always in the mix of winning championships. I know you guys won the outdoor championship, but like indoor championship, you will always compete against bigger teams like Northeast, who had multiple people in multiple events. How does it feel to be able to even with still a small small population of kids and a small track team to compete on, be one of the top teams in the public league?
I would just say, like I tell the kids, trust their training, trust their coaching, and then really just leave it all out here. Everybody has to give everybody a chance, whatever like that, a fighting chance, especially when it comes down to relay. Like I say, I always tell them, give your brother something. On the girls' side, give your sister something to at least fight with, whatever like that. But these guys, they definitely did rise to the occasion, needing what they needed to do. So I can't even be upset.
Cool. And in regards to the indoor season, we probably got one big meet again, which will be state championships. What are your goals for your team for that?
I'm looking to get a couple more guys to drop their times as far as single events. Relays, I feel like we'll do pretty good as far as the relays go. Just gotta drop our time a little bit more. But just as long as we can get these single events together, I think that we would definitely put on a good showing at the state level.
All right, cool. Listen, man, again, we want to congratulate you for today's performance, being the boys indoor public league champion. And we're going to wish you luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Cool.
We want to close it out. This was our second episode of Primetime with the Playmakers. We appreciate everybody who tuned in with us. We catch you guys next week. And again, I am Coach Ray from Yeah Sports, and I'm with
Nikki from Raising Leaders.
And we'll see you later.